A Sunnyvale baby was taken at gunpoint from her home, and there may be a development in the massive search for her. Police are surrounding a Taco Bell right now in Palo Alto, and that's where Robert Honda is standing by. What can you tell us, Robert?
Well, Dana, we can confirm right now, according to Palo Alto.
Hi, I'm Curtis Kim. Ever thought about a career in broadcast journalism? Does radio or television interest you? Well, if you'd like to find out more, I suggest you hold on to your hats.
You ready to break the speed of sound? It's going to happen fast. Very awesome.
Art's going to ad-lib this script. There's some new information.
Make sure you guys are okay with that. Okay, what are we starting with?
Andy Sirota is on the story of the officer flat caught on tape, a frustrated officer.
King 5 News.
Good evening. Heavy rain and flash floods. What a combination across western Washington tonight.
Gene, this used to be a 3-story church, but if you take a look behind me, there is hardly anything left of it tonight.
Do you want to work with the Donald? NBC casting teams are in town to audition for a new season of The Apprentice.
Blockbuster now offers online rentals, just like Netflix, and it's opening video game stores in many locations. In Washington, I'm Scott Tong for Marketplace.
We all pay for the meth epidemic. One example of that is here at the Allegan County Jail. 12 of Kent County's 19 school districts are at least 90% white. Both felt well enough to skip a trip to the hospital and head home. We're live on the banks of the Grand River. Jam Sarter, 24-hour News 8.
Sure. No, I didn't. You know, every so often I cross paths.
So, have we piqued your interest? Would you like to find out more?
My name is Jamie Wynn, and I produce Live at 5 at KTRK in Houston. It is the #1 5 o'clock newscast in the city. That means I decide what goes into the newscast, the stories, you know, what's going to be my lead, what's the top story. I'm the one in the anchor's ears that say, we've got breaking news, and so it's from my mouth to their ears to the viewer's ears. If you're thinking about broadcast journalism, be prepared to work hard. You are not just going to roll into a news station and earn mega bucks and become the next, you know, Tom Brokaw or, you know, Ann Curry or Juju Chang.
When they would choose to be who would be the MC of the school kid programs, and somehow I got chosen. And so being out in front of the audience at that young age, I remember thinking that it wasn't too difficult, and in fact I enjoyed it.
Oh, I was exciting. First time I watched it, and that was really scary. Yeah, but he did all okay.
If somebody is interested in doing it because they think they want to be on TV, or they think being on TV is the important part, I would say that wears off so fast. It's so fast in the early years that it really almost doesn't become a consideration.
He's got a personality, you know. He's get attentions from little for so many people, and so popular. So it fits right into it.
Your ability to be able to do things under pressure, the challenges of things that you have to do either day to day or on a long-term project, those have to be what you enjoy doing.
As a producer, you're actually acting as a reporter, because sometimes you have to put together the questions. You read the book, you watch the films, you listen to the CDs the way our hosts would do. I would hate to be in an office 8 hours a day. So I looked for something, what would be great? I cut it. I put it together. I edit it myself, and I take it to the editor and to the host to listen, and I cut it to time. The rewards of the job is that, one, you get to take an idea, a pitch, and take it all the way through until, you know, when it airs. And then because of email, you get immediate feedback from your listeners too, if they like it or not.
In the beginning, there was some reluctance by my parents to kind of get behind me and support what I was doing. My parents are from Iran. My dad's a doctor. I was kind of expected to follow in his footsteps.
Enthusiastic, I wasn't, but defiant and antagonist, I wasn't either.
My parents are thrilled with the outcome. They've had the opportunity to see my work, and they've been very excited about it. Every time I talk to them, I tell them about what I'm doing, what I'm about to do.
I'm satisfied that I see him happy and achieving the goal that he has.
It has been everything I thought and more. I really have gotten to travel the country. I meet somebody new every day. I learn something new every day. It's always exciting.
I really wanted to be a math teacher basically all my life until I was a junior in high school, and there was actually a defining moment when I decided this is what I want to do. The reporter approached me and my family and said, would you like to be interviewed? And so I said sure, and I was featured in her story, which turned out to be a very small segment of her story. But that night when I watched the news and watched that story, it just sparked this interest.
She searched little bit by little bit for what she really wants. Beginning, she wanted to be a teacher or secretary or something like that. And later on, at last, she decided to become an anchor in TV.
I love it because I get out and I get to interview all kinds of people for all kinds of reasons. Some not so good, but some stories I walk away from and feel so good about.
Feel so proud. I have a daughter in TV, and they look at me, used to round big eyes. You really, your daughter in TV, and something like that. Makes it really extremely expression to surprise for I have a daughter in TV in anger.
If you don't have the personality, the drive, sort of the, you know, ambition to do this and to stick through the difficult times, then it's not for you.
What I like is I get to be curious all the time, and this is the industry where you don't lose points if you ask dumb questions. You get to ask what is going on here, and you can start from the very beginning. You have to, right, take all the resources you have in your body and in your brain to do something, and if you get excitement out of that, it's a great field. We get one shot at doing what we want to do in our lives, at least one shot at a time. We can try one thing and then we can try something else. So I think it's important to think about what's important to us and what is realistic, and to pursue it. I would encourage Asian Americans to not shut off their parents when they channel us to go in a certain direction, and at the same time try to open up their worldview.
Sure, there's a lot of pressure, and we do have a great deal of responsibility, but we also have our moments.
If you become Miss America, what would you do to change the world?
I would feed the children that are hungry and make sure that everyone has chocolate.
We had a picture taken together that day, and this is the picture. Well, a few years after this picture was taken, I found a couple of jobs. I'd moved up in the world, and bumped into him again, brought the picture with me, and he signed it.
It still is a little surreal.
Hold on. And he called some people up, and based on their recommendations, oops, excuse me. Hi, sorry, I can't talk. It's my wife, so she knows what's going on. I'm sorry.
The greatest thing, I think, aside from all the big journalism, whatever, I get a lot of free CDs and books.
Is that noble? Maybe it's noble, maybe it's important, maybe it's vital, maybe it's part of the democracy. I don't like that question.
So, have we piqued your interest? Would you like to find out more? That's a little loud. I think it's like, so we piqued your interest, would you like to find out